I want you to close your eyes and imagine this for a moment. You wake up, and instead of immediately picking up your phone to scroll or check notifications, you grab the notebook you keep on your nightstand and start writing down the flood of ideas you had last night in your dreams. The inspiration keeps flowing as you head into the kitchen to get the French press set up for your morning cup of coffee. As it steeps, you sit down at your desk and open your latest creative project. You start connecting the dots with the overnight ideas you just wrote down, and it's all becoming clear. You know your next step, and the one after that, and the one after that. You start writing, and it just flows out of you. It feels effortless, fun. You've never felt so inspired. And it was so much easier to get here than you could have ever imagined. You didn't have to force yourself to get started. There's no gritting your teeth or discipline required. It felt like you were unfolding, riding a wave of energy from one goal to the next, enjoying every single step. This is what's possible when you start chasing your own approval, your own inspiration. When you start living your life with one goal in mind, to discover, activate, and use the gifts that are unique to you and only you, to exist in a state of freedom and flow, and to build a life you don't want to escape from. In this episode, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to access this state of being and what might be preventing you from experiencing this kind of reality right now. Welcome to Rea Earth. This is a gateway to your new reality, where you'll find that everything you need exists within you. Let's begin. So we started with the ideal state, the vision of what your life could be like. Now we're going to look at the opposite, what it might be like right now for you if you've built your life around chasing the approval or desires of others, what most would call people-pleasing. This pattern can show up in a few different ways. In your relationships, this is the first and most obvious one. People-pleasing is actually less about the other person and more about you. You're subconsciously rejecting yourself by being inauthentic or masking. And you're not giving the other person the benefit of the doubt, allowing them to experience you fully. You want their love, but you're not showing them who you actually are. This pattern can also show up in the way you view money, and specifically receiving money. And I want to tell you a story of my own for this one. So a couple weeks ago, I'm walking down the street and a woman comes up to me and offers me something. And I'm not sure what it is at first. I'm a little taken aback because she just walked up to me out of the blue. And I see that it's a bracelet of beads that she's made. And I immediately, my first instinct is to say, oh, no, thank you, because I assume that she's going to ask for something in return. So I keep walking and she, goes along her way, and I realize that she actually was trying to give me these beads for free. But my immediate assumption was that an exchange is always transactional. That if she's giving me something, it must be so that I'm going to give her something. It can't just be out of the goodness of her heart. But this is a scarcity mindset because it says that something can't just be done out of the joy of giving. Someone saying, I have enough, take this because I want you to have it, is an entirely different energy than someone asking for something if they're going to give me something. And chasing approval is transactional. You're expecting them to like you if you do what they want. So this plays out with your money mindset when, for example, you have a hard time taking compliments. You don't allow them to fully integrate into your body, and you're blocking anything you would receive. But remember, you are the universe. Every act of love is an act of self-love. You're giving to yourself when you give from your heart, and you're receiving to yourself when you receive from your heart, without expecting the need to return something of equal value. Not allowing the receiving is blocking the natural flow and balance of the universe. So this shows up in everything that you receive. Your money, love, compliments, gifts, anything. And then this pattern also shows up in your physical body. Your lack of confidence in your own decisions and desires causes you to be slightly out of alignment with your natural frequency. There's this constant hum of anxiety underneath everything you do. And the crazy thing here is that others will feel it, so you're not serving yourself or the people you're trying to please. And after a while, your body and mind will get used to the feeling of this misalignment, which for me ended up creating an addiction to stress. If you haven't listened to my episode on overcoming stress addiction, I highly recommend giving it a listen if this is resonating with you at all. Because that constant feeling of anxiety, of misalignment, of just being slightly off will literally make you sick. So how does this pattern of chasing others' approval or people pleasing, how does this start? So it might have started if you felt like you were not seen as a child, if you were neglected or misunderstood, if you felt that the love you received from your caregivers was conditional and based on achievement. So over time, you built this subconscious fear around being seen and heard as your authentic self. You created a character that others would like. Your body and mind started tying your identity, security, and self-worth to whether or not you win the approval of others. And often this will also turn into a pattern that then becomes your own inner voice. So as an adult, you've built a relationship around never letting yourself have a bad day. You won't even give yourself your own approval, so you have no safe space. You're constantly pushing yourself to achieve, to feel worthy. You can never rest. You always feel like there's more to do. And this is tied to your need for control. You want to control every outcome because you don't trust yourself or others when things are uncertain. You're afraid of the unknown because you don't have a foundation of safety and trust within yourself. You become reactive instead of proactive, always allowing others' energies to control yours, assuming what others think of you, waiting for them to tell you what you've done wrong or right. It's absolutely exhausting, and it's a recipe for creating a life that's entirely for someone else, for everyone else except yourself. So how do you transform and integrate this pattern? Start chasing your own approval. You have to accept yourself when you succeed and when you fail, to give yourself the unconditional love that you're craving from everyone else. Start with small things, what you really want for breakfast, when you want to take a break, where you'll go for a walk, what you'll listen to while you work. Practice setting gentle boundaries. This can feel like betrayal if this pattern is deeply ingrained. Tell your family or close friends, I'm working through an experiment this week. I might say no more than usual. Get out of your mind and into your body. Move your body, nourish your body. Connect with your body to determine what you really want. You don't need to change. You need to stop being what you're not. You can still help people without chasing their approval. You'll help them most by allowing your natural energy and essence to shine through. Your authentic, infinite, universal self. Because when you start sharing that part of you, others will recognize it in themselves. It's that feeling of authenticity that you can't quite put your finger on. You want to be around someone because they make you feel at ease, because you see that they are at ease within themselves. They're not trying to be someone else just to get you to like them. This is why I like to say you are like a tuning fork. When you align your mind and body with your universal self, you will activate others to align with theirs. And this is how you will change the world. In Activate Your Gifts, I talk about something I call your harmonic gifts. This is not just a specific talent, skill, or ability that you might have. It's not even your zone of genius. It's your unique frequency, the purest essence of your one human body and mind. Just by being around others, you have the power to snap them into their own authentic essence, their own unique frequency. It's such an incredibly powerful experience to be yourself and allow others the space to be themselves too. So start experimenting with that. See how it feels to actually choose what you want in the moment. Before we end today, I want to do a short closing practice together to really ground you in this new reality you're going to be creating. When you're ready, close your eyes and take a deep breath in and out. Remember, you are the universe. Every act of love is an act of self-love, just as every act of self-love is also an act of love. Because in order for love to emanate from you, you must recognize your infinite universal nature first. Recognize your connection at all times with the unconditional love that already exists within you. It never leaves you. There's nothing you can do to lose the love and approval you already have for yourself. You're not becoming a new person. You're releasing everything that's preventing you from being who you already are. Your safety, your worth exists within you now. It's your connection to the earth, the sky, everything around you. It never leaves you. There's nothing you can do to let it go. Nothing you can experience that will cause it to disappear. You are deeply connected to the earth's core at all times. You are the earth. You are the universe. And so is everyone else. Which means that there's no one's love or approval to search for but your own. You are the entirety of the universe existing in this one human body and mind. So the moment you begin to approve of yourself, to give yourself that unconditional love that you're seeking from everyone else, is the moment you'll start to build a life that is a representation of your unique frequency. A frequency that is unique to you and only you. You will build this life of freedom and flow that you're seeking. A life that you actually love living. Always remember, everything you need exists within you.